So good day. So we are group 6. So we are going to critique on the comparative analysis of the comprehensive strength of concrete hollow blocks containing different treatments of rice, specifically the Oryza sativa has. So the paper overview focused on using the rice husk as a partial replacement for concrete hollow blocks. So yung mga researchers daw is nag-examine yung potential usage ng rice husk as a partial replacement for cement sa production ng concrete hollow blocks. So meron silang tatlong pinagko-compare which is the untreated rice husk, which is ito yung mismong balat ng rice. Powdered rice husk, ito yung pinulbos na rice husk, and the ordinary CHB, which is ito yung magiging control group natin. So the purpose of this study is to reduce the construction cost by minimizing the amount of cement used, recycle agricultural waste since alam naman natin sa Pilipinas na yung mga rice husk is malaki siyang environmental waste sa Pilipinas. And lastly is to improve comprehensive strength of the concrete hollow blocks. So the importance of this study is to promote sustainable construction materials, support eco-friendly engineering solutions. So the background of this problem is, number one is that cement production is expensive. So, alam naman natin na yung as of this now is yung cement is sobrang expensive na, and next is cement manufacturing affect the environment. Then rice husk is an abundant agricultural waste nga, yun nga. Isa siyang malaking environmental waste dito sa Philippines. And the objective of this study is to compare the comprehensive strength of the CHBs, which is the untreated rice husk, powdered rice husk, at yung ordinary na CHB. Then determine which rice husk treatment performs better. So i-examine nila kung ano sa tatlo yung may pinakamataas na comprehensive strength. Then lastly is evaluate of rice husk can be an alternative construction material. So dito, evaluate ng mga researchers kung yung rice husk ba is pwedeng alternative na material sa construction na pamalit sa concrete hollow blocks.
So next is yung data description and variables ng study. Dito, gumamit yung researchers ng experimental research design. So ibig sabihin, gumawa sila mismo ng iba't ibang klase ng concrete hollow blocks para matest yung performance ng bawat isa. So para masukat yung comprehensive strength ng concrete hollow blocks, gumamit sila ng UTM o yung Universal Testing Machine, then sinunod nila yung standard ng ASTM C140. Ito kasi yung standard procedure na ginagamit sa pag-test ng concrete hollow blocks para maging accurate yung mga results. Pagdating naman sa variables, yung independent variable nila is yung type ng rice husk treatment na ginamit. And yung dependent variable naman is yung compressive strength na naka-measure sa MPa o megapascals dahil ito yung result na sinusukat sa experiment. Pero dito, kahit maayos naman yung experimental setup nila, may mga napansin pa rin kaming mga limitations dito sa study. So dito kasi, siyam lang lahat ng samples na ginamit nila. Dahil maliit lang yung sample size, possible na maapektuhan nito yung reliability ng data. So overall, malinaw naman yung variables and methodology ng study, pero mas magiging reliable sana kung yung result mas marami pang samples na ginamit. So next slide. So next naman is yung statistical methods used sa study. Yung unang statistical method na ginamit ng researchers ay yung mean or yung average. Ginamit nila to para may kumpara yung compressive strength ng bawat groups. And then sunod naman yung ginamit nila yung analysis of variance or yung ANOVA. Yung purpose kasi ng ANOVA is para malaman kung yung differences ba ng results ng bawat group is significant ba talaga or baka nangyari lang dahil sa mga random chances. Ganon. Then bukod sa ANOVA, gumamit din sila ng Dunnett's multiple comparison test. And yung purpose nito is para malaman kung aling experimental groups yung mga significant difference kumpara sa control group. So, overall, appropriate naman yung mga statistical methods na ginamit nila dahil tugma to sa mga objectives ng study at yung mga klase ng data na kanilang ina-analyze. Next. Then punta tayo sa results of the study. Dito natin makikita yung naging findings ng research nila. Pagkatapos nilang itest yung iba't ibang concrete hollow block samples, makikita mo base sa results, yung untreated rice husk, yung nakakuha ng pinakamataas na compressive strength na 2.68 megapascal compared sa powdered rice husk na 1.62 megapascal at control group na 1.53 MPa. So, ibig sabihin, mas naging effective yung untreated rice husk pagdating sa pagkapalakas ng concrete hollow blocks kumpara sa dalawang treatment groups. Then, pagdating naman sa statistical analysis, gumamit sila ng ANOVA at nakakuha sila ng p-value na 0.047 at f-value na 5.310. So, since yung p-value nila ay mababa sa 0.05, ibig sabihin, significant yung difference ng result at may actual effect talaga yung rice husk treatment sa compressive strength ng concrete hollow block. So, overall, pinapakita ng study na yung untreated rice husk yung pinakamagandang performance among sa mga groups na tinest nila.
Now, let's proceed to critical evaluation. Dito, mas nakapokus to sa mga strengths and weaknesses ng study. Una, mas focusan mo natin yung strengths. Sa strengths, appropriate use of ANOVA. Appropriate use of ANOVA is the choice of analysis of variance or yung tinatawag na ANOVA. And Dunnett test was mathematically sound for comparing the different rice husk treatment groups against the control group. Sinasabi lang naman dito na ito yung tamang paraan para malaman yung pagkakaiba ng mga lakas ng mga ginawang experiment. Kung yung mga nauna ba is mas malakas or mas mahina sa mga normal na hollow block. For this clear testing procedure, the data was straightforward, utilizing the Universal Testing Machine or the UTM and adhering to recognized ASTM C140 standards for masonry units. Ito yung proseso ng pag-test. Para magawa yung proseso, gumagamit sila ng mga makina or yung mga machines natin, tawag natin na UTM, at sumusunod sila sa mga officials or pamantay ng engineering gamit yung ASTM C140 para makuha yung compressive strength na kailangan. Relevant engineering problem, the research is directly addresses a real-world issue in the Philippines. High cost and environmental toll of cement production. Yung pag-aaral na to is mas focus siya sa real life world, no? Since yung problema ng bansa na mataas sa paggamit ng cement is magagawan siya ng alternative na material para malesen yung mga expenses. Sustainable construction concept, it effectively agricultural waste product or yung rice husk into low-cost, eco-friendly building alternative. Sinasabi lang na magandang konsepto na eco-friendly construction. Kumpara sa pag itatapon lang yung mga palay or yung rice husk bilang waste, no? Sinusubukan na naman itong pakinabangan bilang alternative na material sa paggawa ng mga hollow blocks to lessen the expenses since mahal nga yung mga normal na hollow block. Now, for the weaknesses, una is yung sample size, small sample size. Since they are testing a total of only 9 samples and three blocks per group lang. Yung sabi, dito sa sample size is masyadong konti yung mga ginamit nila na sample blocks. And total of 9 lang. Siyempre sa total of 9, hindi yun enough sa engineering research para masabing maganda or kapani-paniwala yung results. Since kapag mas konti, mas less reliable. No standard deviation presented. The study completely omitted measures of variability like the standard deviation or variance, leaving readers blind to how consistent or scattered the block strengths actually were. Dito lang naman walang pinakita na standard deviation or variance dahil hindi naman nalalaman kung pare-pareho yung yung mga quality ng mga or the strength ng mga blocks na nagawa. Kasi may mga sa testing may mga blocks na may mga sinuwerte lang or may mga sadyang mahihina lang talaga. Kumbaga hindi siya consistent. Ano ba assumptions were not discussed? Sa yung mga researchers gumamit sila ng ANOVA without checking or proving mandatory statistical prerequisites such yung mga data, normality, and equal variance across the groups. Yung mga researchers hindi nila nabanggit yung mga statistical assumptions bago gamitin yung ANOVA. Only compressive strength was tested. The evaluation was overly narrow, focusing only crushing strength while ignoring other defining structural characteristics. Yung pag-aaral na to, mas nakapokus lang sila sa compressive strength ng product nila na hindi na nila kinonsider yung ibang properties ng hollow blocks. Results may be overgeneralized. The authors claims that uncreated rice husk could build more structurally stable buildings, which is an overstatement since they only perform a single type of physical test. Sinasabi lang nila na hindi nila kayang magawa ng matatag yung gusali. No. Kung isang test lang yung nagawa nila, kasi kung compressive strength lang, doon lang malakas. And paano naman kung sa ibang test like durability, kung bagsak doon, hindi rin siya safe sa paggawa ng mga gusali. Okay, let's proceed to recommendations. Let's now for suggested improvements. Una is yung increase the sample size. Ayun nga, based sa study is sobrang konti lang talaga ng mga ginawa nilang experiments, 9 blocks lang. So kung para mas maging maganda yung study, dapat mas dagdagan nila yung sample size para mas maging accurate. Next is include nila yung deviation and confidence intervals. Integrate these metrics alongside the mean. Demonstrate data consistency. Improve quality control. Dapat isama nila yung mga deviation and confidence. Kasi ito yung magpapatunay sa mga readers, sa mga next nakukuha ng mga reference na pantay-pantay yung mga quality na ginawa nilang blocks. Na hindi lang yung iba is chamba lang, no? Kasi yung iba nakakalusot lang. Pero in reality, mahina talaga. test other crucial properties. Dito dapat hindi lang talaga sila nag-focus sa sa compressive strength. Dapat tinrate talaga nila yung ah, ibang properties ng hollow block like durability rin. Para mas masabing mas safe yung hollow block na ginawa nila. For durability, dito lang naman yung material resist niya sa weathering, aging, and decay over time. Yung durability, ito lang naman yung buhay ng block. Yung resistance niya sa pagtagal ng panahon, pag lumuluma. And for water absorption, since yung mga hollow blocks is nag-absorb din yan ng mga water. Ganun din sa study nila. Sumisipsip ng tubig kasi mas mabilis pasukin ng tubig ulan kasi kapag pinasok ng tubig ulan, possible na lumambot yung block and hindi siya safe sa construction. Shrinkage. Dito naman, ito lang yung pagka-crack ng mga block habang natutuyo. Long-term performance. Ito yung kakayahan na magbuhat ng mga heavy sa loob ng long term na hindi siya nasisira or nabebend. For experimental improvements, use controlled laboratory environment. Dapat dito is nagpa-perform sila ng mga all mixing like casting and crushing inside the regulated facility to complete lock. External factors like weather, temperature, or humidity shifts. Dapat gawin yung experiment sa controlled laboratory kasi pag doon nila ginawa, mas makakatulong yun para mas sure na mas safe or mas maging maganda yung block na gagawin and extend the curing period. Kasi sa concrete, may din yan curing period din yan. Hindi yan basta na natuyo lang, okay na. Kailangan din siyang basain for 1 week to 1 month kasi kailangan diyan ma-hydrate. May time frame siya ng curing. Next is conduct more trials. Dapat introduce different replacement percentage of prices. For example, 5%, 10%, and 15%. And run multiple experiment runs to confidently establish the absolute best mixture recipe. Imbes na isang bagsakan lang, dapat subukan din yung iba't ibang dami ng percentage ng ras na gagamitin para mahanap yung perfect recipe para mas maging matibay yung block.
Engineering application. Possible engineering application. Eco-friendly concrete hollow blocks production, which is talagang kino-consider natin in civil engineering kasi di naman tayo na puro build lang, tas inaalam pa rin natin yung environment and ayun sa mga materials na ginagamit upang ma-ensure yung safety ng pagtayo ng building. Lower cement consumption, which is dahil sa sa alternative na untreated rice husk, pwedeng maging ma-lower pa yung consumption ng cement. Reduction of agricultural waste, which is kaysa naman ay tapon yung rice husk na pwede pa siyang gamitin upang magamit pa sa construction ng concrete hollow blocks. Low cost construction materials, which is mapapababa nga yung construction ng material kasi nga di naman pure cement or at gagamit naman ng risers imbis na alternative sa semento. Limitation naman is, sabi nga kanina na is kailangan pa ng large scale na testing upang bago pa magamit siya sa large scale construction kasi siguro hindi pa sapat yung 9 na hollow blocks na ginamit nila upang ayun mapa-prove pa totally talaga na ang untreated risers is pwedeng alternative na totally sa bilang production ng concrete hollow block. Next slide. Conclusion. The study shows that the untreated risers improve compressive strength, which is base nga kanina sa test result na pinakita na in-explain ni Eric, which is yung pinapakita nga doon na yung nakuwang compressive strength ng untreated risers is mas mataas compared sa powdered and control group. Statistical method use were appropriate, which is tama naman na ang ginamit nila is ANOVA, which is nagsasabi doon na yung method na yon is nagsasabi na kung may difference ba overall sa based sa test result nila. And one na sa pang statistical method na ginamit is yung Dunnett's test, which is till now alin sa untreated risers or powdered risers ang walang masyadong pagbabago sa standard na concrete hollow blocks. Overall assessment is the paper is relevant and useful in sustainable engineering research, which is good thing siya kasi maganda siyang way upang pwedeng in the future na dahil sa sa research na to is pwede pang ma-improve or ma-improve ang yung production ng concrete and hollow blocks. And more testing and stronger statistical validation are still needed before practical application. Which is kanina na sinabi ni Allen na sa may suggestion na kailangan pa talaga ng more testing and validity na upang bago siya totally na maging alternative talaga sa cement upang bago ito magamit sa construction. Yun lang po. Thank you.